Hey everyone, it is tea time with the diva. Grab your tea, grab your coffee, because we're going to get into it. This tea time is dedicated to Kroy Biermann, Kim Zolciak. I, I guess I'll call him the estranged husband because those two are in the midst of a divorce. Well, the cops live at their home. Matter of fact, they should rebuild the police station to be right next to their home. Okay. So the cops came out there this time, not because Kim and Croy were arguing, but because who let the dogs out? Okay. Somebody let the dog out. The dog got loose. The neighbors are saying the dog is terrorizing the neighborhood. Oh, and I say the dog is probably looking for food, looking for a bone, something to eat. Because those two over there, they struggling when it comes to the finances. And although Kim may get a job here and there, they're still deep in debt. So maybe the dog said, listen, I got to get out of here and go find me something to eat. So the neighbors called, the cops came and said, hey, you know us. I've been here before. You remember me? And he like, yeah, what? And so Croy pretty much is saying, listen, I have the right to be in this neighborhood. I pay association fees. I don't know what the neighbors are talking about. My son might have made a mistake and let the dog out, but he didn't do nothing to nobody. So let me go ahead and share screen and I'll show you pieces of the video. Now, this video it chops up because they throw an ad in between. And they first start off at the neighbor who made the complaint. Okay, so they first start
it's up to you. We can talk in here, out there. Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. So tell me what happened today.
So, I was walking over with my girlfriend on that side of the neighborhood. We got past the Biermann gate, and right as we passed the gate, the dog started barking at us, and then I made a leap.
What if a licensed clinician could meet you
on a commercial in between? So that's the neighbor. The neighbor got a beautiful home too. So they live in a really, really nice community or development, Kroy and Kim. It's a shame that, now they're just like, trash in the neighborhood, so to speak, because they really can't afford to live there anymore. And the woman knew who home it was because she said, I was passing by the Biermann property, right? And she tells the cops what happened. I'll play it back again.
Right back around it.
You're in Vector. Unicode.
I know, I get the Unicode too, right?
You do? Okay, mine's. I have to save the old one.
504, show me en route to 443.
Okay.
I'll be right with you. Sorry. You okay? Then
518, copy at 37.
I'll show it to you after you go with it.
61, I'll get it.
Officer Jackson.
Clear, 518,
You
you
with
can
it?
get
So,
16.
Sorry. It was probably been a couple months. I've been out here before. Do you remember me? I know we've been here for different reasons, but I was here specifically about the dog the one time. Okay. So today, and again, this isn't actually the neighbors are being pretty reasonable about it. We have a couple complaints, one from earlier this morning, then one from this afternoon, and then the one from this afternoon had somebody that observed it. So all we're going to do at this point, because of the history, is do just city muni code. It's not like anything goes on your criminal record or anything. It's just the city ordinance says that an animal has to be confined to your property. It can't run out or get off the property. Be aware that if it were to run or bite or do something like that, and animal control gets notified or something, they would take much more severe measures potentially.
So I'm gonna stop because they're about to play a different video, and let's just get into the article. So Kroy Biermann gets testy with cops after being ticketed for dog drama. The community doesn't like us. So Kroy Biermann had trouble keeping his cool with the cops when he was ticketed for his dog escape in his yard. In Touch can confirm. The incident occurred in late June, and authorities said they had been called to the scene for a loose dog. The former NFL player seemed exasperated with the interaction from the start. They do it all day, every day, Kroy, 38, said in the footage obtained by In Touch on Wednesday, July 24th. They call all the time. We had animal control called 10 plus times on us. We're in the public eye and going through a nasty divorce. The community does not like us. It's just harassment. The officer explained that the person who called in the complaint was being pretty reasonable about it and that they had received 2 separate calls that day. He also clarified that this wouldn't be going on Kroy's criminal record, but that the city ordinance stated that the animal had to be confined to his property. I'm being fined for my dog being on my private property, Kroy scoffed. The cop replied, within the city, the dog has to be confined to your property. However, the Don't Be Tardy alum seemed to bristle at the words. This is my property, Croy said as he waved his hands in the air. This is my property and I pay HOH dues, so I have the right to this property. So what Croy is trying to say that even the grounds outside of his home, outside of his gates, belongs to him because he paid HOA fees, which I have a HOA fee, and that is not the case. I can't just go in where all the cars are parked and decide I'm going to have a big block party in the parking lot because I pay HOH fees. It does not work like that. Another officer later gave Croy a brief summary of the incidents that occurred and said that his dog chased the neighbor to the other side of the street and they had to jump inside somebody's car. He added that the person thought they were going to have to pepper spray the dog. TMC was the first to report the news. Kroy and his estranged wife, Kim Zolciak, have been going through a messy divorce since 2023, and authorities have been called to their home for various incidents multiple times. In December 2023, one of the former couple's children phoned the police after their parents had gotten into a heated argument. Kim, 46, and Kroy were arguing and yelling at each other, according to the police filing obtained by In Touch at the time. The body cam footage showed Kim sitting in her car while Kroy yelled from a distance and claimed that she had been effing other men. It's nothing but an act. It's all BS. Everything she does, Kroy said. There's no money, there's no house. We're getting divorced one day and not the next. When the officer asked Kroy to step back, he replied, calm down. When I don't have a effing life, I don't have someone who will effing listen to me. Oh, calm down. You want to live this MFer? You wouldn't have lasted a year. You wouldn't have lasted a day in this effing house. The cop eventually came back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta alum and asked if she was okay. I want to get a divorce. I just want it to be over. He wouldn't let me leave this morning. He jumped in front of my car. He's blocking me from leaving, Kim replied. On July 11th, In Touch confirmed that a judge had finally set a court date and the estranged couple will be headed to trial on November 5th and 6th. Now listen, they're headed to trial in November. Keefe D is headed to trial in November. We have a lot of trials to follow in November. I'm thinking though that with Kim and Kroy, hopefully their thing won't be tumultuous. It's not anything to split. I don't think either one of them can afford to pay either one of them any type of alimony or anything like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all pans out. So I'm going to stop sharing and share screen again, give you a different part of the footage with this interaction that Kroy had with the cops. So let me just save this. Let me, where am I going here? I think this is it. Okay.
Hey, that's why I don't know. I just pulled up. So what happened?
We got a call for a loose dog. Okay. It was like aggressive to like neighbors, something like that.
They do it all day, every day.
Yeah. Did you say something about dog coming to you?
Yeah, he came out to say hello to me, but you know, he barked at me, so I like.
So he came out of the house.
I don't.
Yeah, that's his house.
Neighbors
Okay.
call all the time. That animal control calls. Yeah, they couple of times on us.
Okay.
We're in the public eye. We're going through a very nasty divorce. The community does not like us. It's harassment, but whatever you need me to say or whatever you need to do.
No, we're just here to investigate, sir.
It was probably been a couple months. I've been out here before. Do you remember me? I know we've been here for different reasons, but I was here specifically about the dog the one time. Okay. So today, and again, this isn't actually the neighbors are being pretty reasonable about it, but we have a couple complaints, one from earlier this morning, then one from this afternoon, and then the one from this afternoon had somebody that observed it. So All we're going to do at this point, because of the history, is do just city muni code. It's not like anything goes on your criminal record or anything. It's just the city ordinance says that an animal has to be confined to your property. It can't run out or get off the property. Be aware that if it were to run or bite or do something like that, and animal control gets notified or something, they would take much more severe measures potentially. So at that point, that's what's going to be done today. Like I said, that's just something you sign, and you can either show up, pay whatever right you have a right to do either. So we can knock that out really quickly, and then you'll be good. So
I'm being fined for my dog being on private property.
it's within the city. It has to be confined to your property.
Right,
Inside.
This is my property.
What do you mean?
This is my property because I pay HOA dues, so I have a right to have this property.
The way the law is interpreted is your dog is confined to your. Well, that, like I said, that is, I agree. If you don't, we aren't going to probably come to agreement today. But like I said, I'm not trying to be antagonistic or nasty. We've always been fine. But I have a right to do what's right by everybody. So
this is what my sergeant talked about. I talked about this known animal at large. And this is what happened this morning. Said, put your dog ran out of open gate and it chased 2 different people at 2 different times more. That's a abbreviated version of what happened. In my report, I am going to go in more in the detail about how the dog ran out and what the people said. One got chased to the other side of the street and had to jump in somebody's car. And somebody else, they got chased. They said, just this side of the street and thought they had to pepper spray your dog. That's what they said.
They pepper sprayed
No,
my dog?
thought they were going to have to. Thought.
But either way, like I said, just in the future, if the dogs are out, just shut. Is this the only way they can get out? Is through this gate? Mr. Biermann, is this the only way they can get out? Is through the gate if it's shut?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now go ahead, sir. Ask any questions you want. All right. So.
Oh, child, who let the dogs out? You know, I get when you don't have money, your options are limited. But unfortunately for Kim and Croy, they also isolated and iced out their families. So that even limits their options even more. But I will find a way when, instead of keep trying to save this house from foreclosure, and I'm not one to tell people to mess up their credit unless I'm going foreclosure, but I will let this house go. I will let it go. And any money I get, I will find me another place that I can afford, and I would be there, because the neighbors they had it with them. They're done with them. But see, that's what how a lot of people are. When you come from new money, because, you know, Kim and Croy, because I heard, I don't know for a fact, that Croy didn't make that much money when he played in the NFL because he was on the bench, right? And he wasn't one of the top players. So when you come from new money, the people that have old money, so to speak, and that means generational wealth, they don't respect the new money anyway, because they feel like you just act crazy, out of control, and you're just, you know, showy and show off, so to speak. So, but they will deal with you when you on a high, but as soon as you blink and you come down, dip down a little bit, they ain't got no love for you. So the neighbors were okay with Kroy and Kim when they had the money to be able to stay in the neighborhood. But now that they have a down, they're down and out, they having about a bad luck, the neighbors want them out. So any chance they get to call the cops on them, the neighbors are probably on the horn, because they already had a side meeting. The neighborhood and the HOA already had a side meeting, and they can't wait till you are out of their neighborhood. So if your grass is not cut, they calling on you, they finding you. You look like you doing something sideways, they call on you. You got this music too loud, they're calling on you. So yeah, they're going to keep calling the cops on you because they want y'all out. But listen, guys, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Everybody, thanks for watching. Don't forget, hit the like button, and I'll see you on the next video.